Good evening and welcome to SMNI. You're watching Business and Politics. I'm your host, Dante Klinkang. Tonight, we will focus on the work to digitalize government processes. President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. mentioned this as one of his priorities during his first State of the Nation address last year. Most likely, he will give a progress report and mention developments like the ELGU and E-Report. For now, we will hear from Undersecretary David ALMIROL Jr. of the Department of Information and Communication Technology. He is among the technocrats heading the government's digitalization program, which is expected to, among other things, reduce red tape and minimize corruption. Undersecretary ALMIROL was recruited from the private sector. He's a programmer at heart, and before joining DICT, he was better known as the founder and CEO of Multisys Technologies Corporation that develops software solutions for different industries like healthcare, utilities, hospitality, retail, banking and finance, and of course, the public sector. But the questions for our guest will be less about his past and more about his present and future work at the DICT. We will begin with where are we on the road toward e-government and what are the speed bumps that lie ahead. USEC. Undersecretary ALMIROL, David, if I may call you that, I know we've known each other for a while. Welcome to Business and Politics. Thank you for making time.
Thank you, Klink. Thank you for having me.
Well, you know, I've always admired people like you who made the sacrifice of a lucrative private sector career and joining public service. I want to talk about that, but first, you guys have been very busy in the past year. One of the first guests of this program was your boss, Secretary Uy. So we're excited to have someone from DICT to talk about what's been going on in the past year. To begin with, can you tell us more about the President's announcement a few days ago about ELGU and E-Report? What are those, and how is it going to be rolled out?
Well, the E-Report and the ELGU is just two out of so many features.
Many projects
of the eGov Super App.
Okay.
So last June, if you remember, we launched the eGov PH app.
Okay.
To unify all government services.
Okay.
If you remember, a certain Filipino need to use hundreds, to be exact, around 600 websites.
Wow.
Imagine that. Yeah. If you
this
apply
is for the government.
For the government, yeah. So for national government and local government.
Okay.
So if you apply for your SSS, PhilHealth, Pag-ibig,
right.
Passport, you name it.
It's fragmented.
Fragmented,
right.
and everything's siloed, and the Filipinos are quite confused.
Right.
And there's a lot of repetition of process and submission of multiple documents.
Right.
So the eGov app will aggregate all of these hundreds of systems in a single super app.
Great.
So two of the features there is the ELGU and the E-Report.
Okay.
So ELGU will dramatically change the processes of the local government. Instead of you falling in line or physically go to municipal halls or city halls to apply for your business permit, real property tax, business tax, even a simple birth certificate or marriage certificate or death certificate.
You can order through the app.
Yes. So you can now...
Fantastic.
Yeah, you can now stay at home and do all of those transactions. For the E-Report, this will give power to the citizen to report, and complain.
So a citizen's report.
Yes, so let's say, example, if crime, red tape, abuse, scams, and to empower also the government to respond quickly.
Right.
So that's the main purpose of the E-Report.
That's interesting. So let's take it one at a time. So ELGU, is this one of the solutions now of the Marcos administration to improve the ease of doing business? Is that the context here? That's the plan?
It is. In fact, we are partnered with ARTA. ARTA is the Anti-Red Tape Authority under the Office of the President.
Okay.
So the mandate is very clear. Under the Republic Act 11032, the Ease of Doing Business Act.
Right.
To make sure to cut all of these long queues.
Right.
Expedite this process, those complex steps.
Right.
So we're able to streamline that, and that's ELGU is actually part of that.
Fantastic. So this is a program between DICT and the DILG, right? So tell us about the rollout. So where will this be available? I understand, correct me if I'm wrong, there will be a pilot or some pilot LGUs, right? What's the timetable? Where will it be piloted? And then how and where will it be rolled out in, say, the next year?
Yes, so we plan to roll it out first to around 120 LGUs first.
Okay. Out of how many LGUs do we have?
We have 1,600 LGUs.
Okay. All right.
So, of course, last year, we have an old system called the IBPLS. This is more on the business permit.
I see.
So this was rolled out to around 400 LGUs already or so.
Okay.
So this is like an upgraded version,
right?
Okay, of that system.
Okay.
It's more integrated, more
services available.
Yeah.
As you said, even birth certificate will be available on that new
civil registry. So
civil
it's called
registry.
The civil registry.
Okay.
So civil registry composed of three things: the birth certificate, the marriage certificate, and then the death certificate.
Okay.
Aside from this, multiple permits and clearances.
Okay. So when you say that it's going to be consolidated here, can you give us a little bit more detail? Does it include the barangay clearance? Does it include the business permit from the LGU, or what exactly does it offer? And then when does the pilot start?
We already piloted to several
right,
LGUs.
In those 100 things, the 100 LGUs, they can already test it now, right?
No, so we piloted to a couple of LGUs for the moment.
Okay,
because
what are those?
We need to perfect the system.
Get the bugs out. Yeah.
Yes. So we started at Kawayan City in Isabela, a small town.
All right.
And then we are now integrating also to Quezon City.
Okay.
So they have, take note that the ELGU, if you have your own system, you can link with this system.
Okay.
If you have your own.
So Quezon City was, of course, a little bit more advanced, right?
So even they have their own, they can now link as well to the ELGU.
I see.
If they don't have any, they can also use the one that we have.
I see.
So this will not disrupt any of the systems that LGU has. So
interesting. And so what is the plan? Is it to roll out 50% of LGUs by when, or is it 100% by when? What is the timetable as it stands? Where do you end the pilot, and then when does it roll out to more LGUs?
We plan to finish all 1,600 LGUs, right?
Okay.
But we would like to start
within the year, within the 6 years,
5 years, of
within
course.
5 years.
Within 5 years. But first, we would like to start with the LGUs that we're doing right now.
I see.
The one that
are more advanced, have the technology or have the connectivity, right?
Yes, and also the one that don't have any.
I see.
Because ELGU,
so we're depending on need.
Yes.
Okay.
So luckily, around 500 LGUs subscribe to this project.
Wow.
So we don't have just but to really.
Do they have to apply, or did you select, or how did that work?
They send letters to us. So they send request letter.
Okay.
Because when they heard about this last year, when it took us 6 months to build this platform. So when they hear the good news, most of the LGUs that don't have capability to acquire or finance a certain system, so they would love to have it,
Right. So what are the challenges? You said you want to roll this out completely in 5 years. What does the DICT need, or what does the DILG need to make this happen? Do you need a new law, or more budget, more resources, more manpower? What does this program need to be completed in 5 years?
If I may answer, all of the above.
All of the above, okay.
So, first, we need more manpower,
Okay.
That's why the ICT, we capacitate the ICT to have more people.
I see.
So for us to have the skill set, to really do this and implement this.
Okay.
And we would like also to empower our regional offices.
Okay.
For them to have the know-how how to implement this.
Okay.
Secondly, we're asking the LGUs also to make sure that they have the people also to continue this.
I see.
Moving forward, because we will not be the one to...
Sustainability is important.
Sustainability is very important.
Yeah.
We're not here to
run it for them.
Run it forever. So they should run on their own.
Yeah.
And make sure that they have people to continue this moving forward.
Yeah. So I know you said 5 years, 100% complete, but in the next 12 months, what is the aspiration? How many? There are 100-something LGUs in the pilot. What is the aspiration or the target for the next year? Is it another 100 or so, or is it all of Luzon? or some in, what's the plan?
Well, if the LGUs are ready,
okay,
and we estimated around 120 LGU first, okay, in its phase 1 of implementation, and then after that we might double that, especially when we have the manpower ready to do this nationwide.
Right. So let's talk about the e-report now. What exactly? You said that people can report things. Can you give us a little bit more details on what that feature is all about?
Yeah. So if you remember, there was an 888 before where you can call and report.
Right.
Now we converted that into a digital form.
I see.
So using the eGov PH app, there's a button there, report.
Okay.
So once you click that, you'll be able to report a crime. If you report for a crime, PNP will receive the complaint.
I see.
If you report for fire, of course, BFP will receive it.
Sure.
If you report for abuse, the SWD will also receive it.
Okay.
Including women abuse, child abuse, including scams, even red tape. If you report for red tape, ARTA will also receive it. So it's a one-stop shop citizen reporting mechanism.
I see.
And there's also a tool, a mechanism where the government receive it and they need to respond with speed and more efficient.
Can you talk about how complicated it was to do that? Because with ELGU, your partner was DILG. But with e-report, it seems like you're working with PNP. You mentioned, ARTA. Are you also working with DSWD and many other departments, right? That seems like it was a little bit more complex, or was that the case?
Well, the ICT is a non-sectoral department.
Okay.
So meaning our job is to empower multiple government agencies. Take note, the Clink, we are assisting around 455 government agencies.
Sure.
Including around 1,600 LGUs.
Sure.
So what we do is we collaborate with them.
Sure.
And then if they have a system, we can integrate.
Right.
If they don't have system, we can also assist and build that system for them. So,
so for example, I was just in Davao a few days ago, and they have the 911 system in Davao. So something like that is existing already can be integrated with e-report. That's what you're saying?
Yes, it can.
Okay.
It can, because e-report will be, if I may call it, is a decentralized platform.
Right.
So that everyone can react accordingly. Because nationwide implementation of a certain complaint management system will not work.
Right. So before we go on break, USEC, people need to download the app, right? So do you have any data at the moment on how many people have done so? What is the target on how many Filipinos should have it on their phones?
Once we're able to launch the new version, so we will be sending messages to everyone to download it.
Okay.
During our beta launch last June until now, we're able to have around 500,000 downloads already.
Okay.
So the fast pace of download is quite, if I may say, very inspiring.
Sure.
Okay, but of course, so we need to solidify everything. That's why we're working closely with our Cybersecurity Bureau. We also work with NPC, National Privacy Commission.
Sure.
So these are the things that we are doing to make sure that we're able to solidify and to make it futuristic,
Right. Do you recommend people to download it now while it's in beta, or should they wait until there's more developments from
No,
the
they can download now via iOS and Android. They can already download it.
So they should do it now.
Yeah. There's a lot of features there. You can find all the services. In fact, if you use the eGov app, you can now see your PhilHealth contributions there, GSIS. You can even apply for your passport, driver's license, and so on and so forth. So in fact, you can even apply for jobs. You can build your resume there. You can also see the beautiful places in the Philippines, tourism. SIM card registration is also part of it, travel as well, and other features, including health and the e-report system.
Interesting. So we'll just have to take a quick break. This is Business and Politics. We're talking to DICT Undersecretary David ALMIROL Jr.